TPRS is a method of teaching which was developed first by Stephen Krashen, who's a New Trier grad, we'll forgive him for that, and a linguist who teaches at one of the University of California schools. I think it's UCLA. And what it stands for is Total Physical Response, the TPR portion of it. And what we do with that is get students to use their body in the class. A lot of students are body kinesthetic learners. For example, we'll put a gesture to a word. For example, puede. Puede means can. He, she, or it can in Spanish. So a lot of the students go, puede, puede. And what Krashen estimates is that it takes about 80, around that 60 to 80 gestures or 60 to 80 occasions of hearing a certain word in Spanish, in context, before it is put in the long-term memory. So that's what we try to focus on. I critique my classes and try to get the administrators above me to do the same, again, to critique my classes based on the number of repetitions in context, and that students can respond to that in a comprehensible and meaningful way. And then we also add, once they get the gestures down, we'll add a lot of stories to that and try to continue to on with the repetition. Krashen always talks about, too, the din in the head phenomenon, meaning that once the word starts going into long-term memory, it starts repeating over and over and over, and that can get to be a drag. But sometimes students get bogged down with that, but I really like that, because to me it shows that students are really picking up the language. I met a professor who was very, very kind to me, and Professor Monroe Hafter, I remember him, and he talked to me about, I wasn't sure what I was doing my senior year and going out in the job force, and he talked to me for about 3.5 hours about the possibilities of Spanish. And at the time, Michigan had a program with Middlebury College out in Middlebury, Vermont, and for the summer, and he recommended me for the program, and I'm really glad he did, because it's worked out really well, especially working at this school. It's essential. I think that I have, in my 10 plus years of teaching, 12 plus years of teaching, and numerous years of talking to people who've traveled abroad, I've never met one student who has regretted going overseas. They've always picked up the language more. They've always picked up the language more. They've grown in their adaptability, their ability to solve problems, think more creatively, and I think it's very essential. If someone wants to go overseas, you have to spend the clock hours in the target language, and there's no better way of doing it than traveling overseas. I like to hike. I like to travel. My wife really got me into hiking and camping, and we just got back from a trip from Gatlinburg, Tennessee. We stayed in a rented house. There was a scorpion in the house. Didn't faze my wife. It fazed me a lot, but that was a little strange. But it's been good to get out and move around a little bit. I also like to hit the gym. The teachers here are fantastic in terms of the PE teachers, in terms of writing out workouts for me and really encourage me that area too. I'm also amazed by the students here as well. Your interests outside class. In my class, there's some state contending bowlers. There's basketball players. I think anything you're participating in at Glenbrook North is someone who's really, really on a very elite level and very dedicated and disciplined. So I'm always amazed by what the students do in outside class and their interests and experiences. I never grow tired of that.